I need a 30 for 30 to show that I'm different like Jordan and Pippen. I need a 30 for 30 like Jalen and Webber. Nobody gon' fuck on my click. I need a 30 for 30. All right, dog. We're gonna end this motherfucker like we always do. Showing love and shouting out.
Yeah,
T, who you shouting out, dog?
buddy. Man. Now you know your boy. He a better, right?
I do know that.
You know I'll I'll go put some money on something in a heartbeat. Even if it's a hunch and they ain't got no reason to even put the money up, I'll do it.
Right.
So I was wondering to myself, women's college softball come out, right? Women's college softball tournament started. Kind of halfway perusing the brackets, and I see Oklahoma's playing James Madison.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know shit about James Madison. I don't know nothing about James Madison. I said, you know what? Wonder if I could bet on that. Just being a better, an addict, having an addiction to a degree.
All right.
Okay, so it's like, man, I wonder if I go drop 100. What the odds? I'm just asking myself, what the odds would look like that James Madison would be the number one seeded Oklahoma Sooners softball team. I'd be damned if they didn't do it. James Madison, the James Madison Dukes, or should I say, Lady Dukes, or I don't know what you would call them, but they beat the Oklahoma Sooners, the number one seed in the college softball tournament, women's softball tournament. Then I get a little bit further into it, and there's a young lady by the name of Odichi Alexander, young black lady who is their lead. I guess in softball, they only really roll out like one lady to pitch. And she knocks off the number one team in the country. I think they were the number one team in the country, but they were the number one seeded Oklahoma Sooners. Odichi Alexander from James Madison. So she knocks them off. And then she turns around today. I think it was yesterday, because it's Sunday. Now it was Saturday yesterday. And she knocks off Oklahoma State. So right now, she's taking the unseeded James Madison Dukes, and they're in the semifinals of the Women's College World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not, it's getting some light, but it's not enough light for me. This young girl made a play today that was so amazing to me. Sheerly from, and this is why I go back to a lot of times, I will probably coach women before I would coach guys. I've said this before, but you gotta go see the play. She catches a pop-up. I think it was a pop-up. She catches it and she hustles to home to tag the girl out that's coming to home. And I want to say in the midst of that play, she got banged up because she full extended. Because I think it was at a critical moment in the game, because it was a potential game tie. And she reached out with everything and tagged that girl at home. You ain't seen it? Pull it up. That's the guts. That's what it's all about. This young girl and the James Madison Dukes, I've just been kind of like, wow. Like, anything is possible in this time of the year. We've seen Cinderella stories. This is a Cinderella story. And this young girl is the catalyst of it. Odichi Alexander. Shout out to them, what they're doing. I mean, we talk women's sports on here, we talk women's ball. But when I saw that play, I was just like, I got to say, I got to put something behind her name today. This young girl is doing it, and she's on the national stage, and they're walking through the Women's College World Series, and it's just a beautiful thing, and I enjoy it. I love it. And when I can figure out when they playing next, I'm gonna be watching. That's my shout out to Odichi Alexander. Shout out to that young lady and that crew. Keep working. Hopefully y'all win it. Win it all.
Real shit. Well, along that in that same vein, I'm gonna shout out a queen as well. I'm gonna shout out Naomi Osaka.
Mm-hmm.
Because that queen has stood up for mental health awareness.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of motherfuckers coming at this queen, and I do not like it.
Why?
I see some people coming at her that I respect, maybe respected. I've lost some respect for them because of their stance on this. I don't play about that mental health shit.
Yeah.
Got a degree in psychology, was a teacher for a decade, saw a lot of kids come in my fucking classroom with a lot of baggage,
That's right.
come from a family of struggle. I've been suicidal.
Yep.
I don't play with that mental health shit. So when I see motherfuckers try to goddamn come at this young lady and try to minimize what the fuck she's saying, they do lip service. We're not trying to downplay mental health, but yes, the fuck you are.
Yeah, you
The
are.
God told you she don't want to talk to these motherfuckers for mental health reasons, and then you trying to say, no, it ain't about that. You just trying to boycott the media. Yeah, your ass trying to downplay mental health.
Yeah.
When this, you can go on Twitter and see in 2018, she in a press conference and she telling the damn person, I'm just so sad right now. I ain't never seen that shit until now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the damn interview, I'm like, damn, this shit sad as fuck. This shit fucked up. This young lady really going through it.
What was it after? Was it after
I,
the Serena match?
I don't even know, man. You know, I had to go back and look. But
Okay.
after some match, she was just talking about how sad she was.
Okay.
And she apologized to the journalist. She was like, I'm sorry. I'm just so sad right now.
Because I wondered if it was that Serena matchup because she even spoke about how it was that match was tough for her after that because of all the stuff that happened with Serena in
Mm-hmm.
that match with the argument with the ref and all the stuff they were accusing of and saying she was cheating and taking signs and all this whatever. And Naomi was just like she caught a lot of flack for that because she beat Serena. So you got the Serena stands out there going, it was just a lot that happened in that match that carried forward
I
with
don't
her,
know.
with her star growing. So
It might have been it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I know seems like she's had a long running battle with anxiety slash depression.
yeah,
And it seems like some motherfuckers in this sports media game can't understand how some of these athletes can have anxiety, depression, and still be elite athletes. That shit exists.
yeah,
When they in between them lines, that's their comfort zone.
it is.
And some of them ain't as comfortable as other in between them lines. Paul George has told y'all that. Kevin Love has told y'all about that. Some of these motherfuckers coming out and telling y'all the real on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why is that so hard to understand? They doing their job right in front of millions.
You
That
know
should be
what it,
common sense to understand.
but you know what it is though, and Stephen A. has spoken on this when he called the media the fifth estate. I think is what he called it.
Mm-hmm.
He called it the fifth estate. But he had this monologue he did where he was talking about the media and what the media basically is to sports, everything else, etc. And he made it sound like we are at right for doing for asking the questions we ask. Like we should not be ridiculed for doing our job, being the ones that give you press the athlete. We give you press. We give you the public access, the TV, the etc. We are the ones, the media, that
Yeah.
elevates that. You see what I'm saying?
That
And it's
kind of
like,
shit. Stephen A doing that. I've seen him do that before. The guy that I was referring to who we've had some interaction with, he's retweeted some of our content. I've called into this show. I'm talking about Rob Parker of the Odd Couple. Them boys be up in their feelings about being media personalities and motherfuckers not want to talk to them. They feel like they got to defend the media
yeah,
when it's not about them. Nobody gives a fuck about y'all.
Nope.
Nobody gives a fuck about the post-game press conference. Let's just be 100.
Nope.
I posted this on our platforms the other day. Where in 93 Eastern Conference Finals, Michael Jeffrey Jordan refused to talk to the media after the media blasted him after he went to Atlantic City during that Eastern Conference Final.
Yeah.
He said, fuck the media, I ain't talking to you motherfuckers. If y'all don't believe me, you ain't gotta watch the game. You go watch The Last Dance. They chronicle it in that as well. Michael Jordan said, fuck the media. That didn't stop people from watching the fucking game.
Nope.
Don't nobody give a shit if Mike was talking to Amar Rashad after the game. Mike dropped 54, ran his ass off the court, and left Amar Rashad to talk to BJ Armstrong and Horace Grant. Ain't nobody give a fuck. We don't give a shit if them boys come and talk to us after the game, or if the girls come talk to us after the game. Most of them just give us some bullshit cliches anyway.
Yep.
We had to do this. We stayed focused. You know what I'm saying? We played hard on defense. You know that we made the right pass. You know, we got the win.
Yep.
I'm not really focused on individual things. You know, I'm just trying to focus on helping my team win. They give us bullshit. Nobody cares about that. The shit that we care about from journalists is the behind the scenes shit, like that expose they did on my Packers, for instance, when they came out with the whole Mike McCarthy getting the massages type of shit. That's some good journalism. We care about what's another story that came out behind the scenes with that exposure? Some good journalism I read about the Spurs one time when they told me about Kawhi Leonard, how his game grew.
Yeah.
That's good journalism. I don't give a fuck about the post-game press conference.
The Warriors in the Hamptons.
That's good journalism. You're giving me something.
Yeah.
But you ain't getting that from the post-game presser. The post-game presser is bullshit. The post-game presser is for them guys that got to go write them articles. You got to put them little quotes in your article.
Yep.
The fans don't give a fuck about that shit. Unless you somebody with this personality, like a Draymond Green today. He might give you something in a post-game presser because he got that personality. Charles Barkley back in the gap probably would have gave you some. Way back in the gap, Muhammad Ali gonna give your ass some. But for the most part, the post-game presser and the pre-game shit is bullshit. And what this young lady was saying is, I'm bad on Klay. I know I'm bad on Klay, but I'm trying to get better on Klay. Yep. So I'm trying to block out all that negativity. I'm trying to just be focused on being positive. I'm going to do good on Klay. But when I talk to these motherfuckers, they going to bring up the negativity of me on Klay. And I don't want to deal with that. And because I'm so nice and so powerful, I got the money. Fuck it, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to pay the fine and go play ball.
Yep. But you know what, though? They wouldn't do that to the men going forward, because I'm trying to remember who it was that was bad on Klay. Was it Jokovic? Who was it? But there was some guys back when in time past, because again, I kind of keep up with tennis and guys that really doing it and the women that do it. Of course, we follow Serena, etc. But there were some guys that were historically bad on Klay. That I want to say Nadal was that dude, but either way it go, they wasn't getting that kind of smoke about their lack of performance on the clay surface. We all know it's clay. It's hard to play on. How you shift, how you move, how you react to the ball, it changes the game. It makes tennis a little bit difficult. And that's what you can appreciate about tennis, because turf, grass, clay, whatever, people, it hit different. Like we say, it just hit different. So why are you giving this young lady smoke about that, but you ain't gave them guys that were like historically bad on clay the same smoke? So what's the difference? Is it race? What is it?
Or even if they want to give her the smoke, can you fault her? Why is it not understandable that she don't want to talk to you motherfuckers? Like, okay, take the boy Rob Parker. Rob Parker will block your ass on Twitter.
Okay.
He released a little rendition of It's my party. I cry if I want to. He released a rendition that's saying it's my page. I'll block if I want to, type of thing.
Okay.
So that's basically the same thing.
Yep.
The fans of your show want to interact with you. They want to say something about your take. You don't like what they saying. You hit the block button. That's the
petty.
same shit Naomi Osaka is saying. Y'all
Yep.
motherfuckers want to talk to me. I don't like what the fuck y'all talking about. I'm trying to block y'all motherfuckers. It's the same shit. And I ain't gonna be here. I'm not being hypocritical. I will block you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Y'all talking that shit, I'm gonna cuss you out and I'm gonna block you. But I'm being forthright about that. And I'm doing that for my mental health.
Yeah.
I ain't finna be going back and forth with you bitches. Like, what the fuck we talking about? Like, they got to stop this shit, man. Like, mental health is more important than anything else. We talking ACL, we talking MCL, we talking back outgrowings, all this type of shit, and we be like, we understand. AD, they shouldn't. Somebody should have stopped AD from going out there because he could have torn the groin. What about this, motherfucker?
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Controls all of that.
That's the main most thing. It's the main most thing. And you know, and then what the tennis association, what they do, they fined her and then they said they wanted to do more about.
She was cool with the fan. You know, she got the bread.
Yeah. But you know, it was like they mentioned about finding her, but then they said they wanted to do more about mental health. I'm like, well, you ain't really what you saying. Like you can't be, ain't no such thing as halfway crooks.
Just talking. Ain't nobody gives a fuck about them media availabilities. We don't. We see them every day on Sports Center.
Yeah.
We see them every day after every game. We get nothing from the athlete. We don't get the real. Man, T, we didn't learn the truth about Michael Jordan until the damn Last Dance. Because let's be honest, how fake he was in his post-game pressers. You know what I'm saying? We just saw polished Mike with the suit on, the hoop and ring, all that kind of shit. Yeah. Turned out this motherfucker was cussing out his teammates and crazy as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what are we really getting out of that? No, fans don't give a shit. And then the media like Stephen A. Smith and all these guys saying, well, if it wasn't for us, the fans wouldn't get bullshit, man. This ain't the presidency. This ain't you ain't the White House press corps. Yeah. You ain't pressing Joe Biden on why he ain't got the voting rights bill passed yet. That ain't what you doing. Yeah. You asking the motherfucker why he went 3 for 15. That's what you doing. Stop it. Stop it.
Do you think, and I'm gonna ask this real quick. Do you think them guys were slick jealous of them athletes because of the bag they were making?
Man,
and then they saw an opportunity because, like, we know Skip Bayless get more money than a lot of guys in the league right now.
Most
for just sitting up on TV and talking about
most.
Right. So is it one of them things where they leverage what they could do in terms of their position as sports media and said, all right, I'll go get my Twitter page, I go get my Instagram, I go get this, I go get that. And if I can just if they can so ever put me on TV, because TV is where it all goes to the next level, because we just knew about Stephen A off of sound bites about Philly. And
covering Allen Iverson.
Covering AI. And then it just blew up into where now this man covering UFC, boxing.
But, you know, it would be great to have our brother Ray C's Leo on this because, you know, he be forthright with this kind of shit. You know, after them games, Skip Bayless was a print guy. Right. Stephen A. Smith used to be a print guy.
Right.
They would have, you know, whatever they little tape recorder, and they asked them questions, and they would need that quote to put in their damn article.
Yeah.
So that's why they feeling some type of way about guys or girls now want to answer them questions. But we, the fans, don't feel that same way. No. The average fan don't give a fuck about that.
They don't.
We just don't.
They don't.
We just want to watch the game. We don't give a fuck what they talking about for real, unless, you know, it's an athlete who seems to be one of those athletes that's riveting.
Yeah.
seemed would be one of those athletes who, yeah, okay, this athlete, I like to hear what they got to say. Most of these motherfuckers hitting us with these bland ass shits that we don't
Yeah.
give a fuck about, man.
They are.
You know, these podcasts really where we be getting the real, where they be comfortable and they be telling us stuff.
Yeah. And I think they gotta have that space now more than ever, just based on the mental health and such. I would love to see. I would have loved to have heard from Naomi Osaka about that match against Serena, where she was booed and applauded for that win. Like that was a tough matchup because I think in her personal opinion, she saw what was she thought what was going on was unfair, I believe. But then two, and she's seeing somebody that she reveres because she's much younger than Serena. And she sees a GOAT over here having to deal with that situation in that matchup. And then, okay, you win the matchup, but you don't win it decidingly because you know the other stuff was an effect on Serena and her game. So I didn't beat Serena at her true best. So what do you think the people are going to turn around and say? The media, etc. Well, did they beat the Queen Serena at her best? Was this just a fraud win, or whatever, So it's like I want to win it, but I couldn't win it.
I won't be surprised if she end up doing like a joint with Jamel Hill and Kerry Champion on their publication or somebody like that.
Right.
Well, we get some of that real, like you talking about. We get some of that.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, and that's one of the beautiful things about this space right now with these various podcasts. These athletes getting a chance to really talk their talk, speak their piece, instead of just letting the journalists tell their story. You know what I'm saying? We getting to learn a lot about these folks like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think these journalists feel some type of way about that. They feel like because they the middleman.
Yeah.
And they feel like they're being cut out. And they don't and they don't like that. So hey, they better rethink their business model and just get with the shit. Just get with the shit. Quit crying and thinking it's all about y'all. And nobody giving a fuck about y'all like that. We trying to watch the game.
Yep.
Trying to watch the game. You know what I'm saying? And again, not saying that we shitting on media. I detest the vitriol that was spewed at media over the last 5 years or so, especially under the Donald Trump administration. But that we talking two different medias. We talking one media that was trying to expose all the bullshit policies going on in this country. And we talking about a girl who didn't want to talk about how her match went on clay. That's two different things. Yeah. We like
way too different.
We don't give a fuck. Yeah. But America, we appreciate y'all fucking with us. We thank y'all for holding on. You know what I'm saying? Again, we apologize for that a brief hiatus. You know what I'm saying? But we real, you know what I'm saying? Put it on some IG Entertainment is a family-owned company, you know what I'm saying? We got real shit that go on. We got to tend the family, you understand? But we appreciate y'all fucking with us. Please make sure you follow us across all social media platforms. That's on Facebook, put it on some. That's on Instagram, put it on some. On Twitter, that's PIOS_100. Follow me and my brother Tim G. Jacob, JoJo, Racist Leo. Follow us across all social media platforms. And make sure you fuck with Statement Tees. That Statement Tees, every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.
Makes a statement. Juneteenth is approaching. Make sure you celebrate this shit just as passionately as you do July 4th. You be getting them fits for the 4th. You be goddamn barbecuing for the 4th. I need to see your ass in a goddamn Juneteenth statement tee. You understand? But again, we appreciate y'all for fucking with us. Keep on doing so. As always, one. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTeesLLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.